I'm gonna talk about what just got released 45 minutes ago. Well, they finally released a new character for Street Fighter V. I believe it's Ed from the movie, the DLC story part of it. And I would just like to say this season pass for 2007, the second season of Street Fighter V, I would just like to call this the Evil Season Pass. Because my recollection is the last character for the Evil Season Pass will have to be what I've been waiting for the last, I played Street Fighter 3, which is actually Street Fighter 5, and this one on the Dreamcast in the early 2000s? Yeah, I would say that, because I had a Dreamcast and I had Street Fighter Third Strike, so I'm aware of Ibuki. I'm aware of the majority of characters in Street Fighter 5, which is actually Street Fighter 3. I don't care if people say this is the new Street Fighter. Technically it's the old Street Fighter with more characters. And honestly, I would like to call this Season Pass the Evil Season Pass, because you got Akuma, you got Korin, and then you got, what else did we get so far? Yeah, and Ed, as far as I could tell, at speculation. And I can't wait to try him out. And what would make this fitting is Gil coming out, which is Yuri's brother. It's only fair. You put Yuri in there, and now Gil has to come out. I mean, that's the only logical thing to do from Capcom's side of things, because, or you could put Sean in there, which is Laura's brother, but that wouldn't make sense, because all the characters so far in this season have been evil, and that's the only logical thing to do in this case, I think, because, wow, I would have to say this second season pass has to be the best one so far, because that's just what it is. There's no question. But who's to say? I'm just speculating who is coming out next in Street Fighter 5, which is actually Street Fighter 3. So, in my defense, if I make a prediction about Master Yuri's brother, Gil, which is the blue and red guy in Street Fighter 3, which gives the indication he has to come. It's only logical, Capcom. I mean, he's at the end of the general story of the DLC. If he doesn't come out in the game as a playable character, I'm gonna be very upset. It's a thing I've been waiting for what, the last Street Fighter 3 game, which he should have been playable then, just like Akuma in Street Fighter Third Strike. Because, or you guys could throw me a loop and say you're gonna put Abel in there because he was also in Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. So there's a couple candidates that could be possibly in the works for the last DLC character. Because I'm fully aware of all the characters from Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. So, and I'm less affiliated with Street Fighter 2 characters, in my defense. But I'm aware of Ibuki, and all the current characters that are out so far. But yet, I would like to call this new season for 2007 the Evil Season Pass, because that's the only logical thing to put it at. Because even though Ed is a clone of M. Bison, or his genetically cloned son, I would like to see Gil in there, in that batch of 4, in that last batch of 4 characters that is put in there. And surprisingly, if Gil's just thrown in there as a surprise with Ed in there, I'm gonna be totally stoked. So I'm gonna find out in a couple minutes after I'm done talking about this, because wow, I'm very amazed. I would have to say, from this point, Capcom is better at adding more characters that should be in the actual game, other than NetherRealm. Because NetherRealm Studios does not put Fujin in there, but Street Fighter has learned from their mistake. Because now you see everybody coming out from the general story mode, which they added, and they're trying to put everybody in there. But Mortal Kombat, which is done by NetherRealm Studios and Warner Brothers, they need to put Fujin in there, and that's what makes Street Fighter better than Mortal Kombat 10, which is actually Mortal Kombat 4. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm completely... at this point, Street Fighter is a better game than Mortal Kombat 10. That's just how it is, character-wise. Gameplay, they're almost identical, which Mortal Kombat does not even remotely reach Street Fighter at this point, because Mortal Kombat has the nerve to put no new characters in, like Fujin, which he was a playable character in Mortal Kombat 4. I don't understand why he's not in Mortal Kombat 4, which is Mortal Kombat 10. But Street Fighter is learning from NetherRealm's mistake by not putting more characters in, but which Street Fighter is actually putting more characters in their game, rather than what NetherRealm did. So I commend Street Fighter for doing so, or Capcom for doing so, in both accounts, because if they put all the characters in Street Fighter lore, except I don't want... if any character does not need to appear, Evil Ryu does not need to be a separate character in its own box. It does not need to be separated from the original Ryu, because it needs to be all connected into one box if you're gonna do that. Which I hope in the past game, in Street Fighter 4, they did separate the two Ryus. But it's the same person. It's not... It's just a different essence of the same character. I don't understand why they did that in the first place, but that's besides the point. Street Fighter 5 at this point is better character-wise than Mortal Kombat 10, because Capcom is actually learning from NetherRealm's mistake by not putting Fujin in. That's what kills Mortal Kombat 10 for me, because Mortal Kombat 10, you could see Fujin in the general story, but he's not a playable character. I don't know who's in charge of character development over at NetherRealm, but if I actually spoke with him, I would be very irate, going, why didn't you guys put Fujin in that character slot, or a character slot in the game? I mean, because he's in the actual story, so shouldn't it be right that he's in the game also as a playable character? That's what the N64 has. I said it, the N64. I'm aware of Fujin because of the N64. And even then, what's it called? They had more characters than the current generation console. I mean, they had Fujin, Kai, and a couple others. They never had Goro. They had Toguro, which is the tiger version of Goro, which is his bodyguard, I guess. But that's it. At this point, Street Fighter has more characters than Street Fighter 10, or Mortal Kombat 10 for that matter. And Street Fighter 5 is actually Street Fighter 3, and Mortal Kombat 10 needs to put more characters in. I don't care. I would have done it a long time ago. If I'm gonna put an extra character that does not exist in Mortal Kombat, or exist in Mortal Kombat, I would put him in as a playable character if he's in the actual movie version of the actual game. Since Rain is technically in the story mode, shouldn't he be a playable character too? I mean, come on, that's besides anything else. And in comparison to what characters are out now for Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat's getting beat up by them in a heartbeat, like, badly. That's how I feel about that. Because, what? They're adding 4 characters every season. Winter, summer, fall, and spring. So, if you think about it like that, Street Fighter clearly has the advantage over Mortal Kombat. No question. Let's not even debate that. So, in essence, Street Fighter 5 is a better game at this point, character-wise. Who's to say what else? I'm still speculating also which one of the last 4 which one of the last 4 characters will this person be? Will it be Gil, or will it be Abel, or Sean from the general story mode? I hope it's not Sean, because he could come last. He could come in the next season pass, which is season 3 in 2018. And who knows what other characters they need to add a lot more, because there was parts of the story that were not in the general story, but in the character story development part of it, that they could add more characters to it. So, who knows? But Street Fighter definitely beats Mortal Kombat 10 in character development, no problem. But my last request from Capcom is, please put Gil in there. Please, I beg of you, please. Out of all the characters I want, because I've never been able to play as Gil before. I've been playing as I played as Yuri's brother in the original Street Fighter 3, which is Third Strike, which is technically Street Fighter 5 in this generation, but I've never been able to play as Gil, and I want to play as Gil. I mean, really, really badly. I mean, whoops, sorry. So, my request to Capcom is, please put Gil in there. Out of every evil character that is in the game, I would want to see Gil to finish off the evil parade that you guys are going for in Season 2. I mean, that's the whole reason why I bought Season 2, because of Akuma. And what would take the cake is if Gil was in there also, in the last bit of evil incarnate in the season pass. And it would just be perfect in that case. And then for Season 3, you could put whoever you guys want. But for right now, I would want to see Gil as the last evil character in Season 2, 2017 Season Pass. Because that would be awesome. But I could be totally thrown in for a loop, and they could put Gil instead of Ed, but everybody thinks it's gonna be Ed, which is Balrog's pupil, I guess you like to call him. So, I'll check on that in a couple minutes, because it's nearly time. So, I'm gonna be checking out, and I'll be streaming that as I play, just to test out his moveset, if that's the character I'm gonna be playing as temporarily. So, whoops, wrong controller. Whoops, darn it.
Text to speech unavailable here.